So hello again, and welcome to the first of a new series of Resco webinars. My name is Juraj Mojik. Some of you might know me personally. I'm a developer here at Resco. This webinar will be for 30 minutes, so not too much. There is a lot of interest in this webinar. We haven't expected this, so maybe some more of you will join in the meantime. You're muted, so you cannot speak. I cannot hear you. But if you want to ask a question, feel free to write something in the GoToWebinar window. This webinar is also being recorded, so in case you want to check it out later, or want to see it again, or want to share it with a colleague, just write us an email, and we can make this video recording available for you. This webinar is dedicated to Resco Mobile CRM 7.1, the new version, and the new features. So here is today's agenda. At first, I will go through a quick overview of Resco Mobile CRM, a real quick overview for those of you who are just starting with our technology or are not really familiar with what Resco Mobile CRM offering is. Then I will go through the new features of version 7.1, the latest one, the one which is available right now. And I will go through these 4 features: business rules, emailing a link, favorites, and multiple dashboards, calendars, and maps. If you are interested in some of the other features, don't be afraid. We'll be covering a lot more in the next webinars and in the next one in the series. So the quick overview. What is Resco Mobile CRM? It's an offline and online mobile solution for Microsoft Dynamics CRM. A lot of our users are really praising our great user experience and the consistent UI on all the platforms. There is also a customization tool called Woodford, which offers really a lot of customization options without the need of doing some coding and so on. When talking about the platforms and the mobile platforms, here is what we support. It's iOS, iPhones, iPads, Android, phones, tablets as well, and all of the Windows platforms. So Windows phones, Windows 7, 8.1, RT Surface, and even legacy Windows Mobile. We have the configurator tool called Woodford. This is a screenshot of this tool, and you will be seeing a lot more of this tool later in this webinar. We will be talking about Resco Mobile CRM version 7.1, which was released at the end of March. It's a very new product, a new version, and contains a lot of new features. These are even not all of them. These are not all listed, and they can be divided into several areas. The general area consists of business process flows, mobile links, and so on. There are also chat. There is also chat functionality, which I will be covering in one of the next webinars. There is the media area, where we have added data images, which will be topic of the very next webinar next week, but also some media tabs, audio, video recording, and what more. We have enhanced charts, dashboards, and maps with multiple dashboards, maps, and even charts with multiple series. We've added pinning of records, and we also enhanced calendars. So now you can have multiple calendars. You can customize the calendar, which I will show in a couple of minutes, but also share the calendar and more. Finally, there is some synchronization optimization and synchronization of shared records. So let's take a look at first of the features which I want to show, and this one is called Business Process Flows. It's a new feature of CRM 2013, of the new version of Microsoft Dynamics CRM, and it's basically taking the focus of data entry on the entity level. So the user had at first find an entity instance, then edit the data there, and if it's a contact, then find associated quotes or orders and edit the data there, and is moving the focus from this data entry to a process flow data entry. So basically this process can go through multiple entities, has some dedicated fields for each of the stage of the process, and so on. This is a feature of CRM 2013, and we have added this process flow support for the mobile application as well. So now I will switch to Woodford and show you how this can be enabled for the mobile application. So this is a Woodford tool, if you are not familiar with it. And I will start by creating a new project, which I will call a webinar project. Let's put there a system administrator role, and that's it. And now I will go into the project, and here you can see that we have a new item called process flows, which enabling and working with the process flows. So the first thing which I have to do is enable business process flow on the mobile devices. So I will check this checkbox, and now you can see a bunch of processes appeared. These are the processes available on the CRM server which I am connected to, and now all of these are enabled for the mobile application. The first thing I want to do, I want to check if all the fields for the entities are available in the mobile project. For that, I will go and click Validate Process. As you can see, there are lots of fields missing, so I will now go here and click Enable Process Fields, which conveniently enables all the missing fields in the mobile project. I can validate all processes to see that there are also missing some fields, so I will enable those processes as well. As you can see, the setup was very easy and quick, so I will just hit Save, and I will publish my customization. Now I have to switch to the mobile application, and for that I will start sharing the screen of my iPad. So here is the mobile CRM application in its default state with the default customization. As you can see, if I go into the leads and select a lead, this is the standard lead form with these fields, tabs, and associated entities. Now, when I synchronize the mobile device, and get the customization package which I have created. Now when I go into the leads, you can see that the UI has changed a bit. Here are the sections corresponding to each of the stages of the business process. So here is qualify, develop, purpose, propose, and so on. I can move between stages by clicking next stage. And this one actually goes into a new entity. So if I hit create new, now I have switched to the opportunity entity, and I have also moved to the second stage of this process, which is called develop. Okay, I also have the fields from the entity available. So if I go into the info tab or products tab, these are the fields from the opportunity entity. So I have to provide some data here, and I will hit save. So now if I go back to the process tab, I can switch to qualify step, which takes me to the lead with all the leads tabs like info, address, activities, and so on. And if I go into the develop stage, I move to the opportunity, and I can see info, products, and basically all the fields from the opportunity entity. I have also all the fields which correspond to that particular stage, like if here I have to identify the stakeholders or identify competitors. This icon here on top means that I can also switch between processes. So if I click here, if I would have more processes, they would be available here, but here I have only one, so I cannot really switch to another process. Perfect. So let me continue with my presentation and with the second feature which I want to show you. And this one is called Email a Link. This is a feature which was requested by a lot of you, and we thank you for that. And it's basically a form command which allows the users to send an email with a special link. This link, when clicked on a mobile device where mobile CRM application is installed, will open mobile CRM application and will open the form for that particular record. The URL looks something like this. So mobile CRM open, there is the entity logical name and the entity ID. So in case you will need to create such a link by yourself, you can do that when you create a link with this description. Now I will show you how to set up this feature in Woodford. So I will switch to Woodford again. And now I will go onto the accounts and onto the account form. I will select the edit form and hit edit in the command section. So I will be editing the commands on this account form. Here you can see that between the available commands there is the favorite. So I will select that one and hit save and close, and also save and close on the form. I can do the same thing, for example, for the leads. So I will go again on the form, select the edit form, hit edit on the commands, and select favorite from the available commands. Again, save and close and publish. Perfect. Let's switch to the mobile application and synchronize. Okay. Okay, here is my customization, so let's check it out. I will hit edit on the account to show the edit form. Now I see. I'm sorry, I have added the favorite. Instead, I wanted to edit in Woodford, email a link. So I will go back into Woodford, and on the leads, I will add a different command, email a link. I do apologize. So let's test this one again. Okay, so let's sync. And on the accounts, on the edit form, okay, let me check once again in Woodford. Okay, this one is set up, so I'll probably do that on the oh, I did that for leads. Okay, so I have to switch to the application again and go on to leads. And here in the top right, I have the action bar, and where I click on that, you can see I have email a link option. When I click on that one, This will open up an email client, a native email client for this device. And here you can see I have a couple of links. One is for opening in the web application, so standard dynamic CRM link, and one is for opening in mobile CRM. So this one, once click on the mobile application, on the mobile device, will open this particular record. Peter Houston will open up in the mobile CRM application. So as you can see, the link is in the exact state that I have said previously. So mobile CRM, open, lead, and the ID of that particular record. Okay. So now I will go back to the presentation and move to the next feature, which was favorites. This one, again, a feature request suggested by you, which allows basically easier access to the records with less clicks, useful for situations when there are, for example, salespeople working with some records, working on some opportunities, and want to access their most common opportunities with less clicks and very easy. So it's a new home form section called favorites. You can add that via Woodford, and then you can add a form command to add records into favorites. By mistake, I showed some part of it in the previous example, so let's take a look in Woodford how this is set up. Okay, so back in Woodford, the first step is to add the favorites home form section onto the home form. So as you can see here now, between the available items, I have favorites, so I will put this one on the very top. I will hit save, and now the second step. On each of the entities which I want to be favoritable, so which I want to be able to add into favorites, I have to go onto the form, onto the edit form, and edit the commands. And there I can add the favorite command. I did this in the previous example, so let's try the same thing for example, the contacts. So I will go into the contact edit form, edit the commands, and add the favorite command onto the contact form. Excellent, so let's publish this and switch to the mobile application. Great, so let's synchronize. Application was updated, and the first thing we can see is now I have the favorite section here on the very top. And when I go into the contacts, select the contact, hit edit, now you can see I have my favorite icon, favorite action icon on the very top right corner, and when I hit that one and then check favorites, I can see that now this Paul Cannon is added into favorites. The same thing can happen for the accounts, so again I can go onto the account and add it into the favorites. When working with the favorites, there is one thing you probably want to know. Once a record is favorite, how can I remove it from favorites? This is actually very easy. I hit edit, then for each of these I can swipe from the right to delete action, and I can delete that record from the favorites. Now the final piece, our final feature of today's webinar, and is multiple dashboards, maps, and calendars. In version 7.1, we have added an option to have not one dashboard, map, and calendar, but multiple. These ones are accessible from the home form, and they can be even structured in groups. You will see that in a minute. Each of these items, dashboards, maps, and calendars, have also additional setup, which I will show you as well. So let's take a look at that in Woodford. So I'm back in my project, and I can now go into the dashboard section, where you can see I can create a new dashboard right away. There is the existing one, the standard one with the orders, opportunities, and cases, but I will create a new one. I will give it the name dashboard 2 and select 3 columns, 1 row. Let's put there a view, account view. Let's put there a chart, for example, orders chart, and 1 iframe. This one will go for Resco.net. Okay. Once I have this, I can now move to the home form and add these onto the home form. Here is the old dashboard. I can remove it and add from the available items one dashboard and the second dashboard. I can even rename these items, so this one will be dashboard 1, the original one, and this one will be dashboard 2. Okay, so let's quickly find out if it's working as it's supposed to. So let's switch to the mobile application again. Let's sync. Application was updated. Excellent. So here is the first dashboard, the original one, and now the second one, which I have created a minute ago. Let's take a look at the 2 other items, maps and calendars. So again, I will start with the map. Here in the global maps, I have the map set up as default, so accounts, contacts, and leads. I will create a new map item. We'll give it the name map 2. And here I can add any entities I want to show on the map. So for example, I can go for the account. Okay. I will go for the contact as well. But this time I will select that the only contacts will be the initial ones, and accounts will be available for the user. I will save this one, go back onto the home form, but this time I will create a group for the map items. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add a group, and I'm going to place map, and the second map, this one I can rename to be map 2, into my new group. I will go back to my home form, move my new group here, and remove the old map, and rename the group to maps. Okay, this looks good, so I will save, publish, and switch to the mobile application. So now I have a new item here. It's called maps, and it's a group. So if I select it, I can see the original map as well as the second one. If you notice here on the top, now I can see only contacts, but if I click on the arrow, I can make accounts available as well. On the original map, I have accounts, contacts, and leads available by default. Okay, the final step and the final part is are the calendars. So again, I have here the original one, but I will create a new one. This one will be work week calendar. I will deselect all the views which I have here and only go for the appointments. But I have also a couple of constraints available here. I can make the calendar available for a certain date range, for a certain time range. So I will go for something like from 8 to 18. I will not enable the calendar for Saturday and Sunday, and I will also make sure that it's only showing day and a week calendar. Let's put this instead of the original calendar on the home form. So here I will select the work week calendar, hit save and hit publish. Let's switch to the mobile application, synchronize, and chat. Here is the calendar, but as you can see right now, I cannot really create any appointment here from the 6 p.m. or before 8 a.m. Also, you can notice that it's only showing Monday to Friday, and also only day and the week view, and not agenda and month. So these were the 4 features I wanted to go through in this webinar, I'm sorry. And next webinar is going to be at the very same time as this one. So next Tuesday, 6th of May, between 5 to 5:30 p.m. our time. And this one will be focusing on data images. New feature in CRM 7.1 offering you to put data images on lists, on forms, and work with those. I thank you very much for your attention. I hope this was helpful for you, and I'm also hoping that you will connect next week. If you have any questions, anything was unclear, or you want to get a copy of this video, just drop us an email on mobilecrm@resco.net. You will get an email after attending this webinar where you can leave feedback, and also please suggest the topics which you would like to see covered in one of the future webinars. Thank you very much.